So why press?
This is the second question. The last time I came, but I didn't see. So I was crying. That's when I was the one who asked in the group which room are we having class.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So you found us midway gone. So you can read the rest on your own because we may not repeat. Otherwise, we would have wasted a lot of time. We have already wasted, I think, two sessions. Is it one or two sessions? So you cannot afford. It's not much. You can do it on your own. Okay? So here we are now going into ethical and legal responsibility of a PR writer. Very, very important. Have you guys been excited with the current issues? You will appreciate the examples about to give. About government spokesperson who happen to be the public relations officer of government. Right? Not just the current one, but even the previous government. Right? If and when they are speaking, people no longer trust them because people believe that all they bring forward to the people are lies. Right? They will say one thing today and government will do a different thing the following day. To the extent that people have lost trust in the people who speak on behalf of government. I'll give you a simple example. Right? What's the main mouthpiece of government business? You are late and you are also going out. Are you listening to what I'm saying? You're supposed to finish your school in 4 years and not 5 or 6 because you are repeating, you are writing it fast. And the way to pass is to pay attention, understand, and ask questions. Right? So you are late, so be in class. I know when one is in class, the body could be here, but the mind is out. Alright? Yeah, so you see that the main mouthpiece of government is what?
Ministry of Communication.
Okay? Right, when it comes to channels of communication, what's the main mouthpiece of government? Men. When government wants to speak, what radio or TV does it use? NBC. Yes. Now you are listening. Right? Now the question is, how many channels of radio and TV do we have in Ghana? Exceeding 15. Right? But out of the many channels, if I may ask you, men, which one do you listen to or which one do you watch? Times. And you? Okay. None of you has mentioned NBC. Why? You see? So what is wrong with NBC favored government?
It's because they hide certain things and that
You see now what I said. It's because NBC is just a channel, right? Now, Now, people listen or watch a channel because of the content. Right? It's because of the content. Now the question is, who formulates the content into NBC? It's news coming from government in jail, isn't it? Now the question is, why don't people trust NBC content? This is where now it will tell you that jobs in PR generally are not high in status because people don't trust the PR. All they believe in PR people are liars. They will not tell the truth. They will hide the truth and tell something else. Okay? The question is that ethical? Is that legal? That's the point I want us to discuss. Because though the PR job is not high in status, but some individuals and organizations are exceptional. Right? But the question is, why are they exception rather than the rule? All I'm trying to strive at is, though the PR job is perceived or is not held in high status, but there are exceptions. Right? So the question is, why the exception? So there are reasons, and it is those reasons that will make you exception to the rule that the PR job is not high in status. All I'm saying is, Ladina alifabulida next, and human out E. And how, for example, it's the general perception that Malawians are thieves. You go into political office, you steal. You go into public office, you steal. Manyumba, people are stealing. Right? But how can you become an exception to the stealing? So PR job is perceived as not high in status because people don't trust PR people. But how then can you trust and build that trust so that you become exceptional? Are you following what I'm talking about? Akuti anatoa PR and abo sama na umboni now NBC. People don't listen to it because they lost trust. It's all lies coming from government. The question is, how can you become an exception? What is it that you can do better so that you draw that trust from the listeners? Right? So there are many reasons, right? But this book has only concentrated on 4. And the first one is okay. a sense of personal and professional ethics. If you develop a sense of personal and professional ethics, you become an exception. People trust you. People will listen to you. Okay? A sense of personal and professional ethics. You see that people run away from NBC basically or possibly because they diverge from professional ethics. Professional ethics in this case could be where you are talking good about government, but you should also talk something to balance up, isn't it? Or you can say something about government and also give opposition the same time, isn't it? But does that happen at NBC? Yes, we know that is a very professional, ethical issue. And this has been like that ever since NBC was created, isn't it? So you can become an exceptional, odd one out, if you cling to a sense of personal and professional ethics. Here, there are experts saying that first, you have a highly developed, not just a sense, but a highly developed sense of personal and professional ethics that drives you to meet the spirit of the law as well as its expressed provisions. To meet the spirit of the law. That's how you become exception to the rule that PR generally are not high in status. Ababa workplace and PR and if you develop a sense of personal ethics, it means you will not lie. So you become a good PR person because you are not lying. You are sticking to the professional and personal ethics. Secondly, they believe that their highest professional obligation is to advocate policies and techniques that are socially responsible. That are socially responsible. If you, as a PR person, and you want to become exceptional, right? You need to believe that your highest professional obligation. You know what an obligation is? Yes. What do we mean to say an obligation? No. It is your obligation to come to school in time. A must. Yes, it is your duty, right? An obligation is a duty. Okay? So, if you realize that, is that techniques from ethics? Techniques. Or let me read the entire thing. It's saying, if you believe that your highest professional obligation or professional duty is to advocate policies and techniques that are socially responsible, that's the second thing. If you believe into that, then you become an exception. Right? Thirdly, you must uphold the idea that looking after the best interest of priority public is the best interest of your organization. Looking at the best interest of your priority public is the best interest of your institution. Okay? We have had the issue much choice. No longer there still there. Maybe so one has this. If you were to analyze that issue, how do you look at it from the PR perspective?
I think the PR, they are exchanging the things because the quadrant is creating each and every trainer. So the merchants, they don't have the problem in increasing the prices whatsoever in their channel whatsoever. So the PR, they are studying the issue. They are to understand that it's the fault of the country for them to increase their prices. If the budget is not ready, that means everything will be okay.
What do you think?
Mr. What's the question?
No, I just want your thoughts on the Matt Choice Macra saga, where Matt Choice has closed doors indefinitely. Do you know about that?
I just feel like kind of political. I personally think that Macra has engaged in the mature thing because they try to run a block for the communications on one way. They try to choose the government is doing a favor in the sense that they claim embodies government advice my choice to be a system to go out, and then my choice claim that my choice registered a claim they have just concluded so that means that they are just in Malawi.
I think this was the first time.
Okay. It happened again with the same choice. Did they close?
No, they didn't close.
What did they do?
It was just a trade that they closed.
Okay.
In that trade, it came to the Malawi, so could be like the 10 more words users in Africa, Malawi, so
they can do without us.
Yeah, we're claiming that more matter putting my bank of consume for me, we have countries that consume that so.
All right. I just wanted us to discuss that in reference to the third point, where we're saying you as a PR person, you need to uphold the idea that looking after the best interest of your priority public is in the best interest of your organization. Okay, this can be reflected from two angles, right? One, you and me as priority public to MACRA being a government entity, right? And we as citizens as a priority public, right? But it can also look at us from the perspective that we are a priority public for my choice, being customers, right? So my question, you needed to indicate which scenario you are referring to. Are we a priority public to the government, or are we a priority public to my choice as customers? Now, in either case, I wanted us to see if indeed PR for my choice and PR for government has indeed, right, upheld the idea that it is looking after the best interest of us, right, as a priority public, which would then culminate into it being in the best interest of their organization. You will become an exception to the rule that PR people are not held in high status. If, and only if, and that's the third point, right? If you uphold the idea that you look after the best interest of your priority public. Kusama makasoma nechiro ya PR ndipo kamasamala makasoma ndiye kuti ukusamalaso institution yako, because the institution yako depends on the customer. Now kusondrodi amaka ngati apo ifeyo ngati makasoma hao, have they done it in the best interest of us? Komaso our choice that is my subscribers now, have they acted in the best interest of you and me as customers? That would have been the question. You want to say anything? No. Alright? Fourthly, the organization for which you work is managed by people who are proactive in outlook and behavior. These two, we can bring in the issue of MACRA and my choice at play, where we are saying that as a people managing the organization, proactive in outlook and behavior, or reactive. Because these two will give you that kind of trust in people, right? If NBC and government hierarchy was proactive, people would trust NBC. But unfortunately, they are very reactive in both outlook and behavior. From the four exceptions, do we have any exception? Haitoka. Majibu za kugambira uti uvia atusama okurumirira amadenga narantakoza Akarakura. People think you are always hiding. Right? The bad things. We gave an example of Boma and the MDC. People don't trust MDC because people believe that the people who talk are liars. So what we are discussing here is, if you want to be held high in status so that people should trust you, then the 4 issues plus many others, these many new you are supposed to strive at. And just as a matter of recap, you have to have a highly developed sense of personal and professional ethics, right? Then, highest professional obligation to advocate policies and techniques that are socially responsible. 3, uphold the idea that looking after the best interests and priority, interest of priority public is in the interest of your institution. And 4th, the organization for which you are working for is managed by people who are proactive in outlook and behavior. Zimene zimitaji zibanga nizatibanga winchiro yako as PR should be izile mekezeba akazi kukuliwa. Okay? So, if you are a PR person and you don't meet the 4 standards which we just talked about,
what was the 4th point?
The organization that you are working for is managed by people who are proactive in outlook and behavior. The organization which you are working for, or you are managing, or you are working for, is managed by people who are proactive in outlook and behavior. Proactive in outlook and behavior. So, if you are a PR person and you don't meet the said 4 standards and many others, then you will likely cause problems for yourself as well as others, because you are not ethical, right? You are not proactive, right? You don't have or appreciate your obligations. Okay? You don't have a sense of personal and professional ethical standards. In which case, if you don't have this, you are likely to create problems, not just for yourself, but for others as well. Without the 4 and many others, it's the reason why sometimes people or critics give as the reason why PR is held in negative, rather negativity or in negative light. And those who criticize PR have got several reasons to do that, and they will always give plenty reasons and examples. Here they are giving a number of examples, one of which is the one that took place in around 2000 about Ford and Firestone. Do you know that, Rambo? That's four. I'm talking of four.
As a company,
Yes, yes. Those are types of cars, alright? So, have you seen one? A lot. Have you read any one? A lot. Okay. Now, if you look at Ford Range, why is it called Ford? Ford is the company that makes Ford range of cars, right? But if you look at the Ford, the Ranger, it stops there. Look at the tires. Are they made by Ford? But we call the whole car a Ford. Huh? Alright? So there was a problem, right? So the deal between Ford and Firestone, or some call it Bridgestone, is the kind of tires that are used on vehicles, right? So the agreement was the Bridgestone supply tires to all Ford cars. Right? That's the kind of collaboration that is in the automobile industry. Just like in phones, right? In phones, you can have a collaborative approach. Even yourself, you can assemble a phone by just buying different parts and technologies, assemble it, and come up with your own brand of phones. Right? You see that maybe in this phone, the camera is made by different companies. Right? And something else is made. Likewise with Ford, the tires are supplied by Bridgestone. So there was a kind of tire which they made, and it was discovered that after the tires were fitted, several cars were involved in accidents. So there was kind of a rumble between Ford and Bridgestone. Bridgestone accused the tire manufacturer of 40 tires. Bridgestone accused Ford that no, there was a wrong design and even the inflation was not up to standard. That's why there were quite a number. So it went into newspapers, they went on to sue one another, right? This is a typical example where PR is either trusted or not trusted. So I'm just bringing it up because it's one of the main examples that are given in this book regarding the how institutions handled public relations. But here we could give our own examples. Okay, moving on. Mary, come back. You're always outside. You go outside, you see things. Yes, thinking, meaning you are not in here. Okay? So John Wanamaker, a famous retailer at the turn of the 20th century, had his personal credo etched into a marble column in his Philadelphia store. So he made a quote, and I will quote it. He says, "Let those who follow me continue to build with the plan of honor, the level of truth, the level of truth, the square of integrity, education, courtesy, and mutuality." The credo is, rather, let those who follow me continue to build with the plan of honor, level of truth. So there is plan of honor, the level of truth, the square of integrity, education, courtesy, and mutuality. So here they're saying that credo is as valid today as when this guy penned it. It applies just as much to the professional practice of public relations as to the conduct of any organization that interests with the public. All we are saying here, when it comes to the TR work, okay, issues of truth, issues of integrity, honor, education, courtesy, mutuality must be emphasized. PR is not about lies. If you want to uplift not only the image of your institution, but even your own personal image, right? You see that issues of honor. That's why we say honorable people. They are highly revered people. They are called honorable. You can also achieve that status. Not only through going through the political route, but even at this level, people will treat you as an honorable person if you so wish. Truth, a very important virtue, even at personal level. Isn't it? If you start telling lies and you are not honest, people no longer trust you. Do they? Integrity. People are expected to be of higher moral integrity. And there's a component of education, courtesy, and mutuality, the two-way kind of approach. So, we are saying that this quote of John Wanamaker, embedded in that quote are two guidelines, especially relevant to PR. And what are these two guidelines? There are two guidelines embedded in that particular quote that are very relevant to public relations. And what are these? The first one is the idea of being genuinely sensitive to the feelings and needs of others. Genuinely sensitive to the if you are of higher integrity, courtesy, mutuality, truthful, and honor, would you demonstrate that you are sensitive to the feelings and needs of others? And that is embedded in the quote which we just talked about. But the other one is that rather is the will to practice the golden rule. And what is the golden rule? Treat other people as you want to be treated by them. That's the golden rule. Okay? Treat other people as you want to be treated by them. This too is embedded in the quote of Mr. John Wanamaker, which says, "Let those who follow me continue to build with the plumb of honor, the level of truth and the square of integrity, education, courtesy, and mutuality." So in that, I embedded the two things. One, the spirit, the sensitive of feeling and need of others. Two, the golden rule. You treat other people as you want to be treated by them. Tirakala and Tubamarot, if you want to be a good PR person, right? And you are working on behalf of your institution, you become sensitive and you apply the golden rule. The golden rule says you treat other people as you want them. You would love them to treat, even at personal level, right? If we are guided by this golden rule, then we will avoid many conflicts, isn't it? Do you treat people as you want them to treat you? No. Because we are selfish people, right? But although the two guidelines, those ones, are the center of responsible professional practice, they are too simple to fully describe the complex set of influence affecting how you approach and complete any writing task. Remember, your job is to write as PR writers, and you write to your priority publics. And there are many things which you need to consider when it comes to writing, right? So you are talking of the public itself and the channel. But even beyond the two, you as a writer, you need to understand a lot of things, right? You need to be a skilled writer yourself, okay? And the other three which we discussed. So, we agree that PR writers often initiate or implement practice that draw criticism, much of it justified, as we said. But although some public, or rather, although some PR writing practices are legally prescribed, others are set by moral principles. Have we done media law and ethics? Okay, we are saying that although some public relation writing practices are legally prescribed, right? You'll be writing, say, yeah, this is legal, okay? Others are set by moral principles. Ethics are founded on moral principles. Ethics are founded on moral principles that are themselves grounded in effect. So, moral principles consist of a set of beliefs and values that reflect a group's sense of what is right and what is wrong. Moral principles consist of a set of beliefs and values that reflect a group's sense of what is right or what is wrong. I'll give you a minute. Can you think of examples of moral principles that reflect you and me regarding what is right and what is wrong? We are in the next 1 minute. Have we thought about this? What are the examples we can give? What you and me believe that this is wrong, this is right in our culture. Swing. Yeah, obscene, use of obscenity. That should be swearing, not swearing. Swearing is the Uber. Yeah? So that must be swearing, right?
Swearing is wrong, and
okay. So swearing is considered as the wrong, isn't it?
yeah, immoral.
Okay. Greeting one another is considered as right. Have you found yourself in a situation where then soon as I say morning, then amakufusa. Mama, someone else. Then you say, no, sinazere. Amachawushisha makobe. Because in our cultural setting, that's the right thing to do. Right? So, sometimes we are, as writers, guided by moral principles and not just the legal part of it. Right? The legal comes in when you are talking of laws that are clear and binding. Like what we are able to yes, that's morally not okay. Okay? But legally, okay? Yes. Right? But for example, I remember when I was growing up to the annex, it was morally correct ukapeza muntu inako chikulire wa nyamuna katundu chimulangire. I don't know if you guys are still doing that the actual age. You don't care. Yeah. Yeah, we know you don't care. But that is morally not acceptable. Okay. Yes. But we didn't have these minibuses. We used to have these buses. So if you sit, then we know what you believe is standing. It was morally correct to give that seat to the unaided person who is standing. Right? I know these days you just put your headset and start listening, you don't care about anybody. Right? That to date is still morally not right. But legally, it's okay. Because nobody will take you to court for not giving a seat to an elderly person. Likewise, in here, there are some issues that are legal in nature, but could not be ethically correct. For example, this age of social media, you find lots of people taking pictures anyhow and posting them anyhow. God forbid, if somebody falls from the upper stairs down there, up to the result of isn't it? If you take a picture of that person, the question is that picture publishable? Why? Sensitive. You remember, sensitive to the feeling and needs of others.
But have a different definition.
Yes.
In cases of putting into linked help, they taking pictures or videos. It's like it brings in a feeling for it brings in a nature feeling for them in that scenario.
So you
just said to me we are living in a social media world. There are men who have that capability,
but you can have the capability to take pictures.
According to observation, when the media are taking such pictures, even the high brass which most people like. So it don't make sense for somebody to take a picture of the person that they want to meet.
Okay. Forget about social about an established print media, Times, Daily Times, Nation. If you are a photojournalist of the nation, you take that picture there. Will you publish it? Why not? It's a story. You want to tell people the story that somebody fell down, mundu wake wafurika, or kwa mimba wanambika, magazi they are oozing all over. What's wrong? Safety.
Some people may not do that.
Okay.
As a journalist, you may get sued.
Sued for what?
That
Why?
because according to journalism laws or whatever, it's not necessary to just take sensitive pictures.
Say so.
I know so.
No, you know wrongly.
That because okay, when they're trying to publish this media, or even movies, they won.
You said the what?
They won.
Yeah, but if now we say it's illegal to publish a sensitive speech, then you say they won.
I'm supposed to get permission for that, for publishing the picture.
Permission from who?
Not really legal, but it's disguised.
Not really legal, but this is where I want us to draw line between the two texts, right? It's not always that when something is either legal or illegal, then automatically that thing could be either ethical or unethical. These are two things that may confuse you as a PR writer. As I said, when you talk of ethical issues, you talk of moral, something based on the moral principles. Umuntu. And umuntu may not necessarily be illegal. Umuntu. Right? Namona mtalimia. Na sina mpata jambo moja. Nobody is going to arrest me. Right? There is no legal provision that when you see somebody dying of hunger, then umpate jambo moja. But ethical and moral, we are bound to provide food to that person so that they don't die. But that does not mean if I don't provide that food, then I am against a certain law. So there's a difference. Something must be legal, but unethical. The legal part of the example we get is that that person may not be identified because of the private issues. That now becomes a legal issue. But suppose you hide the identity of the person, in which case you are out of the legal requirement on privacy. But you are still exposing a dead person with some gushing or some, what's the right word? What's the word they use? Alright. We can put in a booty upon some garbage, right? Mutu and some ziwa. But the question is that ethical? The answer is no, it's unethical. But legally, it's okay. Because Mutu some ziwa, because you have hidden their identity. So, not all